We recently witnessed how a crowd of PSG fans spoke out about the possible transfer of Paul Pogba in a categorical manner. They dedicated a banner to him, the task of which was to turn the midfielder away from Paris. So what happened? Why are PSG fans demonstratively opposed to Pogba's move to the capital of France? Why don't they want to see another world star in their Parc des Princes stadium and not in the national team jersey, but in the kit of their native PSG team? Seems interesting enough? Then quickly give a like to this video, subscribe if you haven't yet, and join us. We are to say vamos and begin. Let's get going! We have told many stories where fans are indignant in case a good player leaves their club. Not comes to it, right? Just recall the examples provided by Luis Figo transfer from Barcelona to Real, or Carlos Tevez one from Manchester United to Manchester City. They knew a lot about getting fans to emotion. The downside of the matter was when Alvaro Morata, who previously performed for Real, moved to Atletico. Los Colchoneros' ultras were purely outraged by his decision back then. However, it's still not the point that we want to make. What are PSG supporters actually like? They are clearly not the simple-minded Atletico fans, hard workers taking their offense at Morata for playing at a richer club. These are not such radicals as Turkish fans, not far-right fans of Mussolini, like hot-headed Turkida from Lazio, and not the English outlaws who have already entered the pop culture area with the movies Eurotrip and Green Street Hooligans. PSG ultras are those who can support Mbappe after a missed decisive penalty kick at Euro. They may also come out with tough protests, as was the case last year when they boycotted the final showdown of the French Cup against Saint-Etienne because of the quota of only 5,000 seats in the stadium. 2 years ago, they called on all fans to disgrace Neymar as much as possible in the matches against Strasbourg and Real Madrid. Moreover, in this year's March, before the second leg with Barcelona, they were determined to take a walk with Shakira a La Junquera banner, in fact calling Piqué's wife a prostitute. La Junquera is a town famous for girls of easy virtue. Sounds crazy and harsh enough? Undoubtedly, but it doesn't end there. In 2018, local supporters lashed out at Thomas Meunier just for his like on Twitter to a Marseille fan's performance against Strasbourg. Oh, what a riot they were about to start back then. They demanded from the defender to give an apology, only because he liked the performance of the club hated by PSG. But Meunier did not hesitate and answered as tough and directly as possible. Let's clarify the situation. I don't owe anyone anything else. I'm not obliged to answer either 12-year-old children who write to me, "Get out of PSG," or the pseudo-fans of the team. Meunier responded to the claims. It would seem, why did we focus on this exact story? Paradoxically, it somehow has a connection with Pogba. When L'Equipe massively began spreading news about Pogba's transfer to PSG, the club's admirers tried to intervene in the deal. What did they do? They hung out a banner on which they wrote, "Pogba, you should listen to your mother. She doesn't want to hear, neither do we." What? What does his mother have to do with all the bustle around? What is going on? And we have the answer. In the same year of 2018, when Meunier was setting fans' temper on fire and France had not yet been victorious at the World Cup, Pogba was interviewed by Canal+. At that time, he analyzed the options for his future and the question of PSG was about to come up. Paul, without thinking twice, stated, "I'm sure I wouldn't play club football in the Parc des Princes. This does not appeal to me, because my father and mother were fans of Marseille, so PSG doesn't fit into my plans," Pogba said. As you know, the rivalry between PSG and Marseille is the main derby of France, and not only in terms of football. Paris sees Southerners as wild, uneducated and dangerous provincials, while the Olympians spit at the elegant wealthy men who don't know what real life is. Typical story of local Atletico and Real Madrid from French spell. Do you understand what is the problem with moving Pogba to PSG? Great, we move on to the next point. In this case, a logical question comes to mind. Why PSG? Has Pogba forgotten what he said 3 years ago? Maybe he did, but now there are already too many circumstances that indicate a high transfer probability. It is not for nothing that midfielder's agent Mino Raiola said in an interview with Tuttosport back in December last year that it's over between Pogba and Manchester United. Solskjaer is trying with the last bit of strength to smooth things over and says that negotiations for a new contract are underway, and Paul is looking forward to the new season. But is this a truth? Since the beginning of last season, the Norwegian himself left the midfielder on the bench several times, not seeing the need for him. How else could it be if Pogba in the national team and Pogba in Manchester United are two different footballers? Do we need to explain that for Mino Raiola, summer and winter are the most profitable times to have lots and lots of profit? We are sure PSG has enough money to fulfill every whim of an agent. Do you need confirmation? Raiola is in a great relationship with Parisians. Some of his clients are playing for the club: Marco Verratti, Xavi Simons, and Alphonse Areola. Raiola also wants to finally move Moise Kean to Paris. Last season he played at the Parc de France on loan. Negotiations are underway for a full buyout. Plus, Mino brought Paris one of his most stellar clients, the best player of Euro 2020, Gianluigi Donnarumma. All in all, PSG is a club that is willing to pay Raiola. So, why not put Pogba in there too? Do you remember how long it took Pogba to move to Manchester United? 105 million euros, an unbelievable amount back in the days. On August 9, 2016, Paul became the most expensive footballer in history. On June 13, 2019, his transfer-marked price tag also jumped to a record 100 million. However, Paul slowly passed his peak and now he's worth 60 million euros only. Let's add to the mix him becoming a free agent next year. This is another argument in negotiations for Paris and in an attempt to reduce the transfer amount right now. That is, Manchester United needs to sell the Frenchman this summer, and preferably at a higher price because Pogba wants to leave the squad. PSG can shell out up to 50 million, according to insider Nicolas Kira on his Twitter. In an extreme case, they'll need to have an agreement with Raiola and Pogba considering next summer. But why, if 50 million euros for PSG is not that much money? Sorry, what? Financial fair play? Don't make us laugh. So what will happen if Pogba actually moves to Paris? These will surely piss off those fans who know the background of the Marseille story. For the rest, he will remain a stellar footballer who failed to reveal his potential in Man United. But it seems to us that in any case, the conflict between Paul and PSG fans will be settled, as after a while the Ultras have chosen to forgive Neymar's betrayal and his desire to return to Barca. Time will heal all grievances. For Pogba, this can serve as a great alliance. He will receive a cosmic salary, probably no less than what he gets in Manchester United, and playing time in his home country. Also, most importantly, he will play under the guidance of Mauricio Pochettino, who knows what English football is, played in PSG in his youth, thus speaking French. We think there will be no problems with mutual understanding between Paul and the boss. Besides, just imagine what kind of gang will assemble at PSG for the upcoming season. Wow, everyone will be intrigued waiting for the Parisians to finally succeed in the Champions League. Neymar, Mbappe, Wijnaldum, Hakimi, Donnarumma, Pogba, Verratti, Ramos. The whole world is to consider the project a failed one in case they won't win. What do you think? Will Pogba go under the wing of Pochettino this summer, and will he be able to win the Champions League Cup with them? Write about your possible turn of events in the comments. Also, thank us with a like if you've appreciated this video and subscribe to the channel. Vamos channel was with you. Football is our great passion. Subscribe and stay with us. Bye bye.